What's up, family? My name is ElijahAmmi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a grown folk channel. This is where we have heart-to-heart conversations and keep it real. Here on this channel, everybody matters. Everybody's family. Here on this channel, we express love because at our core, we are love. I love you guys, and thank you for being with me on this beautiful journey called life. Peace.
What's up, family? Man, I want to have a heart to heart with you guys. I don't know why I'm smiling so much, just in a good mood. And I've shared this story in the past, but I want to share it in a different context today. I was part of the military in the Air Force, and I heard the story years ago. This captain, Navy captain, this is a guy that's in charge of this big ship. He's coming back from the Gulf. Won a lot of battles, very, famous, had a lot of medals from just doing brave things and just doing amazing feats, Guy was well known. He didn't take no stuff, Didn't take no stuff. All the people respected him. All the people on the ship respected him. Other people feared him. Because of who he was. Stay with me, we're gonna go somewhere. So he's out at sea, and this great fog comes in, and he gets this light and this SOS message telling him to turn his ship. And the guys alarm him, wake him up. Hey, Captain, we got this message coming in, SOS, telling us to turn our ship, And the captain's like, no, we're not turning our ship. Tell them to turn their ship. And so the people send out a message, blinking lights, telling them to turn, The message comes back, turn your ship. And the captain's like pissed because somebody's questioning his authority. Somebody's challenging him. So the captain tells him, send out a message. This is Captain so-and-so of the United States Navy. Turn your ship. A few seconds later, message comes back. I don't care who you are. Turn your ship. Captain's pissed because now he's been challenged in front of all his people. Everybody's listening. And so everybody's like, oh crap, what is it, Captain? We're getting ready to go to battle, man your stations, because this is about to be on. You don't question this, guy. Stay with me. Captain says, send out this message. You turn your ship or we'll blow you out of the waters. This is the United States Navy. We will blow you out of the waters. Turn your ship. Message comes back. Okay, I'm glad that the United States Navy. I'm not impressed. Turn your ship or you're going to crash. This is the lighthouse. Why am I sharing that? What does that mean? So often we grow up, and because we've gone through so much, we become stuck. We become stubborn. Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. We get stubborn in who we are. We've been hurt too many times. We've been let down too many times. Man, I'm not taking nobody's crap. Man, I'm doing me, and everybody else get in where they fit in. You know what I mean? Stay with me. And so often women have gone through so much stuff. They've been dealt a bad hand. You know what I mean? They've been with knuckleheads, who have dogged them out. And so one of the craziest things about, weddings, you don't really hear it too much, where the preacher or whoever asked the woman if she would submit to her husband. You don't really hear that too much anymore. People don't want to hear that word submit. And that's what we're going to talk about, submitting. Because submitting means I'm putting myself under your authority. I'm giving you power over me, so to say. You know what I mean? And man, we got an issue with that. Stay with me. We're going somewhere. We have an issue with that. And it's not just women. Guys had that problem too. Matter of fact, I believe we had the problem worse than women do. I'm just speaking for me. Man, guys, we're knuckleheads. Man, we're rebellious. We're stubborn. We ain't, man, no. You know what I mean? No. You know what I mean? And we have a problem with submitting to authority. It's for me, man, I've always had authority issues. Always. I think I came out the womb with authority issues. You know what I mean? Just being real. I did, you know. Always in trouble. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. They could do all the talking all they want to, but I was going to do what I want to do. And it is what it is. I'll face the consequences. Whatever the repercussions are, man, it is what it is. Do what you got to do. Because I'm going to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? You tell me not to do this, I'm going to do it anyways. You know, catch me if you can. You know what I mean? And that's been my mentality. And man, I stayed in trouble. Stay with me. I stayed in trouble because I refused to submit. I refused to, man, just listen. You know what I mean? I was stubborn. Man, you could tell me that the sky was blue and I'm gonna argue with you and tell you that it's a different shade of green. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you that it's a different color. I'm gonna tell you it's white because of the clouds. You know, just stupid stuff, just arguing for the sake of arguing, just being rebellious just for the sake of being rebellious, for no other reason, just to be argumentative. Just to be argumentative. And the trip is, so many of us are that way when it comes to life. When it comes to life. Somebody could come on and tell us, man, we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing that. And we know they're telling us the truth. We know what they're saying is the God's honest truth. But because we're so dang stubborn, can't nobody tell me nothing. Man, I'm gonna do me and you're lying and that don't apply to me and what do. And man, for some reason, as young guys, we had this mentality that, man, we're Superman. Man, we're gonna live forever. You know what I mean? And man, none of the rules apply to me. The speed limit is 55. I'm doing 90 and then some. You know what I mean? That sign says stop. Big stop sign. That don't apply to me. I'm cruising. I'll slow down. I don't see nobody. I'm gone. There's no sense of me stopping. That stop sign, that wasn't for me. That was from everybody else. I'm gonna slow down, make sure ain't nothing coming, make sure ain't no cops around, but man, I'm gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? Again, just stubborn for no reason. You say wear a seatbelt, I ain't wearing no dang seatbelt, that's for punks. You know what I mean? That don't apply for me. Nah. That applies to all you squares and lames. You know what I mean? For no reason. Man, we grew up with not having to wear seatbelts. Ain't nothing happened to us. We fine. You know what I mean? Riding a bike, you got to wear a helmet. I ain't wearing no helmet. We ain't wearing no helmets as kids and we okay. You know what I mean? I'm not wearing no helmet. And the elbow pads. And no, I'm not doing all that stupid stuff. Not me. That's some corny, lame stuff. You know, stay with me. Just talking about being stubborn. And so many of us, man, we're so stubborn. And so nature, God, the universe has a way of trying to get our attention. But we don't want to listen. We don't want to listen because we already got this figured out. Our life suck. It ain't going the way we want it to go. You know what I mean? We don't have what we want in life. We're not where we want to be at in life. We'll settle, but we're really not where we want to be at. We're not where we thought we'd be at. And we're not because we won't listen. Because we think we know better. We think we could do what we want to do. We think that we don't have to listen to anybody. And the crazy thing, they said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. And that's how we live our life. That's how we live our life. We're freaking insane. We do stupid crap all the time and hoping and think that it's going to work out this time. It didn't work out the last 215 times we did it, but this is the magical time. It's going to work out this time. We have to grow up. In nature, God has a way of saying, okay, you can be hard-headed if you want to. You could be stubborn if you want to. You could be rebellious if you want to. But I'm going to break you. I'm going to break you. And what I mean by they're going to break you, they're going to get you to the point to where, man, you humble yourself. You're going to humble yourself. And the trip is, man, the prison systems in America, man, is full of people that didn't think that the laws, the rules applied to them. And when you're standing in the court and that judge hits that gavel and sentences you to 25 to life, sentence you to life, sentence you to death, sentence you to 15 years or whatever the case may be, man, reality hits you. You can do what you want to do. You can do what you want to do. It's your life. It's your journey. But understand, life can be so much easier if we just humbled ourselves. If we just humbled ourselves. See, here's the trick. We don't want people to tell us how to live. We got it all figured out. When somebody tries to give us advice, somebody trying to give us some counsel or whatever, you ain't my daddy, you ain't my mama, and whoop de whoop, I'm a grown man, da 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 da, I'm a grown ass woman, whoop de whoop, you know what I mean? We got all this stuff to say, right? But here's the trick. Here's how ignorant we are. The wealthiest people in the world, just stay with me, the wealthiest people in the world, the wealthiest people have people that give them advice. The wealthiest people in the world, the wealthiest people pay people for their counsel. The wealthiest people in the world, the wealthiest people in the world pay somebody to give them financial advice. They pay somebody to give them legal advice. They pay somebody to give them advice in regards to their health. They pay people to give them advice of how to run their business, what investments they should make. We're so arrogant, we're so stubborn, we can't even take advice from somebody on how to live our life, on how to get better, how to get unstuck, because we know it all. And so when somebody says, man, I'm a life coach and I can help you get unstuck. I'm a life coach and I can help you resolve these things. I'm a life coach. I can help you get past this situation right here. Man, we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. Man, I'm not doing that. I ain't got to do that. And so what we do is we spend the next 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years dealing with some stuff that we shouldn't have had to be dealing with for that long. But because we don't want to humble ourselves, we don't want to sit back and say, man, you know what? Obviously, I ain't got the answers, because if I had the answers, I wouldn't be stuck. If I knew what I was doing wrong, I would have fixed it by now. If I knew what the problem was, I would have resolved it by now. If I knew what the issue was, I would have moved beyond it by now. But the fact that we're still stuck and we're still carrying the same baggage and trauma and drama, man, you don't know what's going on. You need some freaking help. But you're too arrogant to ask for help. You're too stubborn to get some advice. And then when you want some advice, you expect people to just give you their time and their energy. And yet you have billionaires that pay people big money to help them with their stuff. But we won't do that. We won't do that because we're in survival mode. Stay with me. We're in survival mode. And so when somebody says, man, I can help you with this, we demand that they do it for free. When ain't nothing in the world for free. When somebody was trying to give you advice, you didn't want to listen. Now that your back's up against the wall and it's like, okay, man, you have to pay me for my time and my energy. Oh, I ain't got to do that. Who do you think you are? And man, we got all this stupid stuff to say. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. And it's a trip because you know what? We get so complacent with our issues. We get so comfortable with our trauma and our drama because we've carried it for a lifetime. We're not even aware of the fact that, dang, what could I be accomplishing? What could I have accomplished in my life if I didn't have to deal with all this garbage? What could I have accomplished in my life if I didn't have low self-esteem? What could I have accomplished in my life if I knew how to love myself? What could I have accomplished in my life if I just believed in me? What could I have accomplished in my life if I stopped putting myself or getting myself in the way? You know what I mean? If I stayed out of my own way. If I had stopped sabotaging myself, where could I be at in life? What could I have accomplished? Truth be told, growing up, man, I was stubborn. And I've shared that. And I've had all these coaches, you know, and man, they would be on my helmet. Track coaches, everything, you know what I mean? Man, baseball coach, football coach, man, everybody on my helmet, you know? And they're always yelling at me. Man, I didn't like that. You know what I mean? You can't just raise your voice at me. Man, no. That's not what you're not gonna do. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are, that's what you're not gonna do. I grew up in an environment, stay with me. I grew up in an environment to where my aunt was constantly yelling. She didn't know how to have a normal conversation with us as kids. She could have a normal conversation with her friends. She could have a normal conversation with adults. But when it came to kids, with us, man, she was constantly up here, constantly yelling. And so, man, that set me off. Man, I'd rather she just beat the snot out of me than yell at me. And so what happened was, man, as a kid, man, ain't nobody raising their voice at me. I got to deal with you here, man. You know what I mean? Because I live here, but ain't nobody else doing that. And when I get grown, you ain't doing it. But what happened was, man, because of how she got at us, man, that set me off and set within me authority issues. It made me rebellious. Stay with me. I chose to be rebellious. That's what I'm saying, okay? I could have been like everybody else, but I chose to be rebellious because you're not going to just do me like that. You're not going to just talk to me like that. You're not going to just disrespect me like that. Stay with me. And so all these coaches are yelling at me on my helmet. Man, you should be doing this. Come on, Broadway, and you got to go hard at it. And that pissed me off. What I didn't understand was, why are they always on my head? Why are they always barking at me? Why are they always yelling at me? They ain't yelling at nobody else. They ain't riding nobody else. Why are they singling me out? Again, that victim mentality and that rebellious nature. What I didn't understand was that they were going hard on me, my coaches. They were going hard on me because they knew that I had potential to do more. They were going hard on me because they saw something in me. And they were trying to get me to tap into that. They were trying to bring the best out of me. But I was comfortable doing what everybody else is doing. Ain't no sense in me going hard when everybody else ain't going hard. I'm doing what everybody else is doing. Why are you yelling at me? Why are you singling me out? I'm doing what they doing, and I'm doing what they doing better. I didn't understand that that was their best. And I had a whole lot more to give, but I wouldn't, because I was trying to fit in with everybody else. I didn't want to be seen as doing more than what everybody else was doing. I didn't want to have to work harder than what everybody else was doing. And so I was rebellious to these coaches. I wasn't trying to listen to them. And so many of us, we grew up, and in our young adult life, even now, we're still rebellious. We got people trying to help us, but we ain't trying to listen to them. Because of our insecurity, because of our issues. You got women in relationships with men that's trying to help them. That's giving them solid, legit advice, that's trying to look out for them. And these women are so stubborn and so ignorant and so messed up. Man, they ain't trying to listen to nothing he say. They're going to defy everything he said because there ain't no man telling them what they can and can't do. Flip side. It happens on the opposite side too. You have all these women trying to help out men. Knuckleheads ain't listening. You ain't my mama. You can't tell me what to do. And man, I'm just trying to help you. We supposed to be trying to build something, but you ain't putting in no work. You ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then when people challenge us on it, man, we get pissed off, we get defensive. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. Why are you so stubborn? Why are you so hard-headed? Man, I'm on here. Why? Because I'm 52 years old. Man, I don't want you guys to have to grow up and go through all the hell that I went through because I was stubborn. Because I was hard-headed. And the trip, and I shared this before, man, you reap what you sow. Stay with me. You reap what you sow. And so, man, I would be in relationships and I'm talking to, perfect example, my late wife and other women that I've been in relationships with. Man, I'm talking to them. I'm trying to help. God knows my heart is pure. I'm trying to help them out. I'm trying to give them wise counsel. But they ain't listening to me. Because who the hell do I think I am to be trying to help them out? Who the hell do I think I am to be trying to tell them what they can and can't do? And it wasn't about what they can and can't do. It was just simple fact. Man, I'm trying to help you. But they couldn't and wouldn't listen to anything I said. And I talked about how my late wife, man, I shared some stuff with her, and man, she wasn't trying to hear nothing I had to say. But let some elderly white man say it to her, man, it was the gospel. You know what I mean? Let her find it in a book somewhere written by some white man, and man, it became the gospel to her. I mean, she's sending notes and taking pictures and sending it to everybody. And then when I like, man, I just told you that like 3 weeks ago or a month ago. No, you did. You want the credit. Man, it became a freaking argument. And so, man, I was talking to God about that. It's like, man, what the hell's wrong with this woman? Why is she so dang hard-headed? I'm just trying to help. God, you gave me this woman to look out for. You gave me this woman to protect and to help. But I can't help her because she's stubborn. I can't help her because she's freaking hard-headed. I can't help her because she knows it all. God was like, oh, sounds kind of familiar, Elijah. Like, what are you talking about? Elijah, you're hard-headed. You're stubborn. You were hard-headed. You were stubborn. You were rebellious. All I tried to do was help you. All I tried to do is put people in your path to give you some legit advice, some wise counsel, some coaches in your life to help you along your journey. But you didn't want to listen to them. Now you're married to somebody just like you. Now you're married to somebody just as hard-headed as you were. Now you're married to somebody, now you're in a relationship with somebody who's just as stubborn as you was. Why? So that you can understand how ignorant you looked. So you can understand how foolish you were. Why? So you can understand you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You can't avoid that law. I don't care how much you change your life. You can't avoid that law. You reap what you sowed. Man, family, my hope and prayer. We can't change the past. We can't change the past. But we could change our present and we could change our future. We have to humble ourselves. We have to acknowledge the fact that we don't know it all. We have to acknowledge the fact that we need help. We need help. You need help. And there's nothing wrong with you humbling yourself and acknowledging the fact that, man, you need help. Life has got you messed up. You're losing your mind trying to figure this out. You need help. And it's not a punkish thing to ask somebody for help. For some reason, as men, we got this thing, man, I'm gonna figure it out on my own. I'm not asking nobody for help. I'm not asking nobody for directions. We'll drive around lost for 3 hours, swearing to God we not lost. Too proud to pull over and ask somebody for help. My hope and prayer is that you humble yourself. That you humble yourself. And understand that there are people here at certain levels in their life, certain levels of their growth and development. Why? So that we can help each other. Every mistake isn't meant for you to make. You don't have to make every mistake. Just like you need somebody to show you how to invest your money. Just like you need somebody to take you into the gym and show you how to exercise properly. Just like you need somebody to teach you how to meditate. Just like you need somebody to take you in and teach you how to fish. Just like you needed somebody to teach you how to read, how to play baseball, how to play football. We all need coaches in our life. And it's the fool who thinks he could figure it out on his own. It's the fool who thinks I could do this on myself. I don't need nobody to tell me what I need to do and what to do. That's a fool. That's a fool. That's somebody that's about to have a major crash in their life. That's somebody that's about to hit rock bottom and be humbled real quick. And the trip is we don't want people to see us asking for help because of our pride. But yet when we hit rock bottom and we broken and we got to look up and beg for help, we ain't caring about our pride then. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. My hope and prayer is that you acknowledge the fact that, man, you don't have this figured out. That you need some help. You need somebody to check in with. Your mental health is not something to be played with. Your life is not meant to be played with. You've wasted all these years trying to do it your way. My hope and prayer is that somebody comes along that you're able to trust, that you're able to confide in, you're able to reach out for help to, and that you get the help that you need. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace. Hey family, we're going to change the world one person, one heart, and one mind at a time. We have to be the bridge that takes people from their darkness, their pain, their trauma, and ignorance to a place of peace, love, joy, and gratitude. Check out my website, ElijahAmmi.com. I love you guys. Happy healing.